Sonic's the name, speed's my game.
Well, hey everyone in the Sonic community and at They Call Us Sonic, it is Egg1 here, and I am here to talk to you today about my final opinion on Sonic's new voice actor. Sonic's new voice actor, just to bring you guys up to date, is Roger Craig Smith in replacement for Jason Griffith, who has been voicing Sonic for the last 5 years. Until now, we haven't really known what Roger's voice impression of Sonic was going to be, up until Sega recently released to TSS, to Sonic Rex, and to Sonic Retro a exclusive cutscene from Sonic Colors in which Roger did his Sonic voice impression. And I'm sure many of my subscribers are wondering, what do I think of it? Let me just start off with I have been a Sonic fan since the very beginning. Oh, not the very beginning, but I was like, of my life. I've been through Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, and I have heard all the other Sonic voices, including Jaleel White and Martin, or whatever his last name was, for the Sonic movie. If I like, do I like the new Sonic voice actor? Roger Craig Smith. I had originally heard his Sonic voice impressions, which sounded a little bit like this.
Keep your arms and legs inside at all times. Keep your eye out for Dr. Eggman now. Feel the rush. Let's pick up some speed. Welcome to the Sonic VIP experience.
And I thought to myself, well, it's kind of a mixture between Jason Griffith, but more of Ryan Drummond, or whatever his name was. And I said, well, it's different. I kind of like Jason more. I know I like Jason more. But I think I'll be able to get used to his new voice when it comes along. But recently, with the released video by Sega, the voice impression by Roger Craig Smith was actually modified and made different. The voice impression of Roger now sounds like this.
I did a little shopping, grabbed a bite to eat, and trashed a giant killer robot. This place has everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along? Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Which is obviously much different than his original impression. Now, do I like it? Here's my perspective on voice acting and Sonic. First of all, voice acting has to be unique. Voice acting in order for a character has to be unique. Like, all the past Sonic voice actors have had some sort of uniqueness. You can't immediately imitate Jaleel White, or Martin, or Ryan, or Griffith. Griffith being primarily the hardest, in my opinion. So, voice actors need to be unique. And also, they need to not only do they need to fit the character, but they need to describe their personality. So far, the voice actor influence on Sonic has been this outgoing, cool, doesn't give a care, dude with an attitude, young, 15-year-old voice, hyper vibrant, and he's the kind of guy who, if you told him to jump off a plane, he'd do it and survive and laugh at you for thinking that he was going to die. That's the kind of personality that Sega has been enforcing on Sonic since the very first voice actor they chose for him. So, the problem, well, not necessarily the problem, but the big change is now that Roger's initial Sonic voice impression fit that same kind of criteria, that same hyper-going, outgoing dude with the attitude, blue dude with the tude, wow, I can't believe I said that, kind of voice impression. That's why I thought I was, yeah, I'm gonna get used to this. However, recently, Sega modified Roger's voice impression, and as I just played the voice impression, it sounds a whole lot darker, a whole lot more mature, adult, and easily imitated. Legitimately. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm pretty sure I could imitate that voice. The problem, the three main problems is, it's not problems, but three main things is, one, it's not very unique. It's very easily imitatable. Two. I'm sorry, I'm losing count of things. I'm an idiot. First, it's not really unique. Second, it doesn't fit Sonic's character, and I'm not talking about personality. This is my opinion. You can fit different. You can think differently. I'm not opposing what you think, and I know by popular opinion, many people think that it fits Sonic's character. It does not fit Sonic's visual appearance. I don't think it does. Sonic's visual appearance is happy, outgoing, crazy. I'd say crazy kind of appearance. Doesn't fit the voice at all. The voice sounds very mature for Sonic's visual appearance. And the third kind of problem is, now this is a problem in some way, shape, or form in my book. The third thing is the personality that Sega has been enforcing on Sonic for the last how many years, since the very beginning, since the very first voice actor, Jaleel White, has been deleted. That hyper-going kind of attitude in the voice acting has been deleted, and it's completely different. If you listen to all the voice actors so far for Sonic, and then you listen to the current voice actor right now, you'll look at it, you'll listen to it, and your head will tilt, because you'll be thinking like, what happened to that happy, outgoing, crazy kind of voice acting? Now, I know by popular opinion that many people think that this fits Sonic entirely, and that's really good, because now people like the voice acting instead of being opposed to the voice acting. But even if you're a classic Sonic fan who was a fan of Sonic from the 1990s, and you've been through every single voice actor, and you go up until this very point, you're gonna be like, what happened to that outgoing, less mature, crazy kind of voice? Jaleel White had that, Martin had that, Ryan had that, and Griffith had that. Griffith being primarily the most unique. Everyone wanted Griffith gone, and Sega acknowledged that, so they changed the voice actor. But when they changed it, if you notice, everyone was pissed because they canceled Griffith. It was like people couldn't make up their mind. They may have been opposed to Griffith at the beginning, but during 5 years had gotten so used to him that they didn't want him to leave. They liked his voice acting. And upon first view of Roger Craig Smith's voice, everyone was like, oh, well, it's not so bad now. But now that Roger Craig Smith has changed it, some people who might have been saying, I don't know this for sure, for a fact, but some people might have been saying, since the voice impression has changed and Sega's asked Roger to sound older, some people might be saying, what happened to the original voice impression? That original personality isn't there anymore. And most people I know, for a proven fact, are saying, well, it still fits him. It still fits him perfectly. It's just going to get a while to get used to. And it's going to take a lot longer to get used to this voice actor than it is to get used to any of the past voice actors ever in Sonic history. Because this voice actor is really, really different from the last voice actors. So do I like it? I'm going to get used to it. But my favorite is still Griffith. You know, when I think of Sonic, when I read my Sonic comic books, and I just imagine Griffith's voice coming out of the words I read that Sonic says. I just imagine Sonic, that little Sonic's name speeds my game thing I have in front of in every single video I have for They Call Us Sonic. That's what I think automatically when I think of Sonic. That voice comes to mind. This voice does not come to mind. Quite right now, I cannot remember this voice without hearing it physically. I can't listen to it mentally. And that's also one of the problems. His voice isn't very memorable. I guess after time it will develop. I think it might. Because since Sonic is such a huge, iconic video game character, it will. But it's not immediately memorable. Mario's voice, hugely immediately memorable. Link's voice, hugely memorable. Sonic's original voice actors, everything up until Ryan was kind of memorable. Especially Ryan started the real memorable Sonic voice acting, and then Griffith was like, it was hugely memorable because it was so unique. in my opinion, it's very hard to imitate Griffith's voice acting of Sonic. So, but when you go turn to Roger, it's not memorable that much at all. Sonic's voice impression now can sound like your dad if he's under 30 years old, or maybe even 30 years old. It can literally sound like your dad. That's how it's not kind of memorable. You know, you got all these iconic characters, Mario, Link, the original Sonic voice actors. They were all immediately memorable, and then Roger, you know, doesn't really sound that memorable. I have to tell you, I'm not going to do it because I haven't practiced and I'm not good at voice acting, but I'm pretty sure I could easily imitate Roger's new voice impression of Sonic. Really think I can. Because my voice is not far off. With a little touching up, my voice is not far off from Roger's. No, it's not. Do I like the new voice actor? Well, I can't tell you now. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I can't tell you now. Because I'm in first impression. I will tell you... How about this? We'll make a deal. I'll tell you after I play Sonic Colors. After I play Sonic Colors, I will tell you if I like or dislike the new voice actor. And I'll just end it with, I really, really like Jason. I thought he was perfect. So Roger is extremely different from Jason, so I'm going to take some time. And not going to tell you now. Right now, upon first impression, I have to be completely honest with you, I hated it. I didn't hate the upon first impression of the first impression of Sonic Roger did, but the final one, I hated it. But looking, I kept listening to it, and I thought, maybe not now. I can't judge now. So I'll tell you after I play Sonic Colors. I'll tell you that. Which will be after Christmas, because I canceled the pre-order I did for Sonic Colors because I want to save something for Christmas. So, yeah, that's my opinion on Sonic's new voice actor. That's what I think are the main differences, might be problems to some people. And that's it. And I'll see you guys later with another video.